maybe just sharper, warmer, you know, playing in these kind of environments, a lot more trust. PCA might have the parts, but putting them all together, you know, is the tough thing. A few different cultures, and you know, trying to make everything work, and also it's kind of a difficult tournament for them, as we mentioned, with like in here, which is not really ideal when they are trying to play their best sort of Counter-Strike, but.
Yeah, that into Yumi was really good actually.
Yeah,
like,
quite eye-opening.
A lot of insights kind of really, I think, what the Sada are looking
Ok,
for, but, you know, he
nay xem
sort of
symbol về nước thôi anh em ơi. Nay xem symbol về nước nha anh em.
he knows that he's not really
Để
here
được
to
chỉnh
kind
cái
of take over or
cam này.
change the way in which the identity of this BC game side plays. Like for him, it's just try and glue it all together. And it's something that BC game really struggled with, finding synergy as a team, like getting all these superstars online together at the same time, playing to the level that the name value should live up to.
Má mặt mấy này bự với liền cái ngọng nó đúng bự.
Contact flashes here, not quite effective enough. In towards long, but a nice pick up from s1mple. We'll move up to the AK here as well. Sizzy with that up, confident to stick around.
Symbol qua bắn với Vitality gánh sệ giá anh em ơi. Qua đây chắc hôm nay bắn với B8 chắc chóc thôi. Chóc rồi anh em ạ.
Sizzy actually looking good and stepping up to the challenge, which
was great yesterday as well.
Quite cool.
Chỉnh cái dàn lên này nha anh em. Siêu.
Inconsistent within maps. But I think
để
it's just finding his feet. This could be a great game for him. You know what I mean? Like if they play well here, he plays well here. I think it'll give him a lot of confidence to look at. Yeah, probably one of those teams. You know, they win the 2021 major. The timeline on that would be good for Sizzy. Someone like Sizzy to turn around and be like, okay, I'm good at this game. I'm still quite young. Do I focus on school? Do I focus on becoming a pro? You know, and you get inspired. I want to say, we're going to look it up here. 13. Oh, wow, he was 11. Yeah, he's 16 now. Oh, be serious.
He would have been playing, I'm sure.
Like, at least 18.
No, 16. Yeah.
Sao BC lại biết cái map này nhỉ? Cái map Overpass khó bắn vái liền luôn anh em ơi, mà mẹ biết cái map này là cái đéo gì nhờ. Khả năng muốn về nước sớm rồi.
Is that we always talk about, like, you know, could take them a bit of time to get comfortable. If anything, it's kind of the other side for Sizzy. Like, he starts really well.
Khả năng muốn về nước sớm rồi anh em ơi. Sao rồi biết cái map Overpass này ta? Overpass này tôi thấy mẹ BC bắn như cặc kia. BC giờ bắn cái map nào cũng lồn. Bây giờ là symbol với lại electronic là nên về lại làm Navi vậy đúng không? Nên về với lại Navi. Xong rồi về lại Navi xong rồi thì giữ lại Beat với lại Alex B loại thằng Wonderful đi, giữ mấy cái xe lại. Okay. Bây giờ tụi này nó bắn như cái lìn đấy anh em, mà anh em coi nè.
Unfortunately, they didn't. 4-1. CT side starting well for bait. So far for BC game.
Hôm nay tôi like tôi xem symbol bắn giải rồi anh em ơi. Đây xem symbol bắn giải xong rồi up stream đây. Đây là thế thôi nha anh em. Mình sẽ không có chơi game hay không có làm gì hết, chỉ ngồi xem giải rồi up stream. Hôm nay càng chơi game nhiều rồi. Chơi nữa. Dạ, tự nhiên thắng cái map, thắng cái round này cũng hay nha. Hay. Ủa tự nhiên thắng cái round yếu tiền anh em với liền vậy. Thằng kia tôi ngu lắm. Tôi không ngu anh em ơi. Ôi. Biết cái legend. Ôi, rồi xong 1v1 luôn. Symbol bắn ốp được. Thôi xong. Trời ơi, symbol ơi là symbol. Ủa cái màu nó có rực quá không anh em? Cái màu xanh giải nó có rực quá không nhỉ? Để xem cái màn hình trên iPhone cái nó ok không nha anh em?
I mean, technically, I think you're right. Because would we not say Markov is maybe the older guard of Counter-Strike?
Yeah, of course. But
cái màu nó hơi rực quá.
Yeah.
We don't have s1mple without him. I don't know. s1mple's a bit more like Al Pacino.
Yeah.
In the, you know,
in the hierarchy.
The new Godfather or whatever.
Yeah. Pretty early timeout taken as to get Taz on the mic. I mean, pretty understandably so. I feel, you know, kind of where we're at right now, bait, everything's going the way. At least it's that first kind of checkbox that I was talking about. Let's get a bomb plant, get into a post barn on a kind of a Tech 9 buy. It's actually a nice little thing to have. It'll alleviate the finances. Heading forward here towards round number 7 makes the buy even stronger as you can sure. Of course, all that util. AKs across the board. But huge round today. s1mple looking so good to begin here.
5-1 rồi, 5-1 rồi.
Both have an immense amount of impact. And, you know, it's inevitable at some point, MPL will wake up and he will really start to put on a lot of pressure.
MPL vẫn 2-4 rồi. s1mple gặp lại với MPL thôi, gặp đồng đội cũ anh em ơi. Đừng bắn với nhau một thời Navi mà. Mà bên B8 cũng ghê. À, B8 là như là tụi Navi trẻ đúng không ta? B8 tôi nhớ là tụi Navi Junior, nhưng sau đó Navi Junior bán rồi, xong rồi B8 mua lại vậy. Ôi, cái tụi này toàn tụi trẻ không anh em ơi, nó bắn kinh là đúng rồi.
See him in the interviews and stuff. He's just so like sure of himself, but in quite a nice, quiet, confidence kind of way. You know, it's not too full of himself, and I think every team needs a player like that.
Yeah.
You lose that force back. He's like, it's good, man. Don't worry about it. You know, that one guy getting annoyed at himself. He's like, don't worry about it. We'll be fine. Buy up. What are we doing?
Là chủ yếu xem giải nha em ơi, không có chơi game.
Yeah, ready for this B hit. 3 players on the site itself. Feels really, really good at this point. MPL to take out Electronic and reveals himself in a massive way, but it's s1mple again. For multi-frag moments, and Kenzie is the extra man that they're not expecting.
Ủa, 6-1 hả?
Shutting it down. s1mple be execute does not get off the ground, so it looks absolutely incredible here. As Bay are really taking them to town.
Quá khó.
Generally does not do well for Bay, and I think it's one of the curious things.
Gặp tụi trẻ nó hầm ra nước luôn anh em ơi, chứ cái gì nữa.
Float the Anubis and leave it there is something that could happen, and, you know, also be taken in a different direction. The overpass, I think, is one of the predictable maps that we talk about. Very winnable game.
Mấy này tôi hủy Hoàng nó bị nhiều. Không biết nó có sắp bị nó có trừ không anh em ơi. Hủy chắc cũng 3-4 đơn rồi đấy. Sao hủy thêm đơn nữa chắc nó hốt luôn rồi đấy.
Get their threat going forward. In his first fight, MPL will come out on top. Does take a lot of damage, but he falls away alive. Generally, I think you'd want to abide by Bogdan's law here, but I think with Sizzy being so hard-handed at the moment, keep on the AWP. You know, I think MPL is more than happy to sort of be a little bit of cannon fodder as long as he plays as well as he's been playing so far. It's a really, really good start. And it's also pretty damning. I will say with this Vita though, there's kind of that flip side that I'm going to assume BC Game are going to be very solid on Mirage. Like, it's a map that obviously everybody knows, but it was probably one of the first maps they started looking into as a team when they were coming together as a 5. And played, as we always know, all the time in the pogs. Looks like they want to face towards B once again. And they come, there's going to be a molly down, and a nade behind it could be huge, deep in towards Sandbag. There's so much damage on towards s1mple. Alex forced out by the flames, but he swings in towards the fight and finds success. Can't get 2, s1mple will deliver, but numbers still favour Bait here with 35 seconds.
Scrub gets a frag, we're going to need him to here. Oh, he won't even get the bomb down, yeah, he won't. s1mple falling. They had a sliver of a chance in that one, but not getting off the ground. It's really not looking good here as Bait are starting to absolutely demolish them. Even the mighty s1mple is looking a little dejected.
Yeah, and, you know, I don't mean to reiterate the point, but I know as fans of Counter-Strike, a lot of people coming towards this and just see on paper, s1mple, Electronic, Senzu, oh, this is an easy win. It's just far from. Like, Bait, I think, are very often overlooked as a team. Like, the run that they had to make throughout the tier 2 to get up in towards tier 1 was incredibly commendable, and the fact that they've kept their position here, sure, they're not a side that are going super deep at the moment, but for the last, you know, well, basically the entirety of BC Game being a thing, like, Bait's ceiling is considerably higher as a team, and this is exactly what they can do. They play so well off each other. Their synergy, cohesion is fantastic, and we're seeing it. There's very few gaps, very few errors. You know, right now, you hate to say it, but this is expected. This is the favourites playing like the favourites.
Yeah. And I think what we're really looking for is like vintage performances. We had vintage s1mple yesterday. Whether we're going to get that.
We need vintage electronic and Senzu, don't we, really?
Well, yeah, and vintage electronic.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I don't want to bash him too much.
Thằng PC Gaming này đủ má biết cái map overpass như con cặc á. Mẹ hồi đó tôi thấy cái bắn overpass như con cặc rồi mà cũng biết cái map lồn này. Gặp tụi B8 Navi Junior hồi đó nó bắn cho đáy, mấy thằng trẻ không nó bắn cho đáy. s1mple ngày hôm qua đã gánh team để bắn Vitality nhưng mà vẫn thua 0-2 thì qua ngày hôm nay sẽ giá anh em ơi. Thua trận này là cút luôn mà. Trận này giờ nha số nhánh thua rồi thua trận này là cút luôn. Nó cũng dở thiệt chứ má ship toàn ship PC với lại Vita không trúng không mà xong rồi PC thua về nước sớm. Cái giải trước như cũng vậy nữa, không biết sao. Xui với luôn. Bóc có thể cố tình em ạ. Ví dụ bóc thăm nhưng mà cố tình chia mấy cái round rồi để nó hấp dẫn kiểu vậy luôn như vậy. s1mple sẽ check MBL để dán tôi. Vậy cái góc lộn sẽ nó check. Người đéo chắc lắm, rồi đéo chắc. Đấy biết ngay mà đéo chắc mà. Rồi xong, khó rồi 8-1 rồi em. s1mple nó cảm thấy mình không hợp ngày hôm nay rồi. Khó s1mple rồi.
He looks genuinely quite upset. Yeah, to be honest. He really does. I mean, you know,
can't blame him. To be honest.
Penny for the thoughts. In all honesty, it's kind of a tough one here. Problem is, right? This is a bit mean. What's just popped into my head? Scrunk said he wanted to let them shine. I don't think this is the way to do it. I don't think by tanking the scoreboard. And then it's like, wow, everyone else looks so good compared to me. You know.
I'm gonna give him a bit. He literally got like 2 weeks notice.
No, it's
from
true,
not being a player for like a year and a half.
I did preface it.
He got like 2 weeks notice. I want to give him a little bit of space. I mean, obviously, granted, 0-9 is tough, but like he has been a coach now for a good year.
Sure. And then trying to get into the mind of like s1mple and electronic, I don't know if they would necessarily see it that way. You know what I mean, I think that they would at the very least hope and expect something from Scrunk, and there's a number of rounds. There are a number of rounds, realistically.
9-1 rồi. Má cái thằng Scrunka 0-10 em ơi, chịu luôn. s1mple tôi thấy nên đi một cái team nào đó nó hợp lý hơn chứ. Mẹ về PC Gaming bắn như cặc bị team nó của Bắc nó kéo lùi không mà em ơi thiệt. s1mple game sen vẫn tốt nha, không có xem Vitality bọn bắn vẫn kinh. Chỉ là má gặp đồng đội như cứt thôi. s1mple với Electronic.
You got to point that out. That's really,
it's poor,
really
gặp tuổi trẻ má nó đái lên đầu rồi chết Electronic luôn. s1mple chết chung, thằng này chết nè, thằng này chết là chắc, ra team chết chắc rồi s1mple chết. Bị cái mà. 9-1. Và đó là overpass. Má thua MBL nó cười cho, chửi đủ má. Hồi xưa mày chung team nào vì MBL với tao, xong bây giờ mày chửi bản liền, mày chửi tao, bây giờ tao bắn thắng lại.
Objectively, you have to point it out because it's making a big difference.
100%, yeah.
Could have been 3 at least, maybe 4 rounds if we just had in places. Look, we're being super picky, but in places if he finds the right kill, or just a kill in the middle of one of these rounds where it comes down to like a 2 versus 1, they would have had more for sure, but not the reality in which we live. And unfortunately, it looks like Beta are just going to continue this on their opponent's map pick. Might be a swift series here.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you hate to point it out, we have to point it out. It's our job, but it's just really making quite a stark difference here. 9-1. This half's all but a write-off anyway. We generally like to say, if you get 4 rounds, T-side overpass, I feel like it's okay. 5's pretty good, that's where you're putting yourself into a nice position. That's impossible for BC Game and Electronic. His eyes are trained on that jumpy, and s1mple just goes for contact. 16 and 2 will keep pointing it out. He can go missing at times for bait, but absolutely not here. And MPL will come alive for one of his own. Down goes s1mple. There was information gathered towards long as well, so they know exactly where this bomb wants to head.
Yeah, it's feeling pretty textbook at this point. Nice little flash though, as Ken's not going to be left blind. Another contact onto Alex. They have quickly evened it up into a 3 versus 3, and panicked attempts at trying to get back in. NPL though, he is nice and calm. Skunk eats the nade, he's going to tap that bomb, he's going to try and get down below. He's not pulling any punches here, yeah.
Oh, they heard him stop. They heard him jump out.
They know. It's unfortunate for Skunk. We like the idea, but low HP there as well is rough for him.
It's really smart from MPL though. He hears he doesn't drop down, so he's not gone. He's still up there. And then he doesn't fight. He waits for him to sort of overextend and wrap the corner. It's tough. Couple of 1,000-yard stairs, and that's one of them from s1mple. My, oh my. Crazy, I think, does really well. Like, there's triple entries, really solid, especially his third kill, but unfortunately it was all 4 North. He took a lot of damage in getting on towards the site. So, all it took was that double from MPL, the HG, and then a little spray, and before they knew it, they flipped the script around. Double digit forfeit in the first half. A statement here by the Ukrainian side against their idol, their hero from the region, but they are putting it to bed nice and quickly. Electronic for 1. Sends to a farm of his own. A Skunk will go down to the flames. Electronic trying to keep them in the flow here, but kenzahzor diving around. Breaks into. Where are we going? kenzahzor giving a freebie, and he gets more behind it. All on the shoulders of s1mple, and it's Sizzy who sees it off. What a half. 11-1 by bait. A statement. We'll see after the break.
s1mple không có tuổi, s1mple về nước thôi. Na 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 na, anh Phùng Khánh Linh.
Sad times here in Atlanta. I mean, making me a little bit emotional, to be honest. Simple on the verge of tears. It feels like in some of these rounds, to be honest with you. So a bit, well, is he not crying? That looks like he's crying. Okay, now he's laughing. You know, it's just all the
if you don't laugh, you'll cry. Really,
just all the emotions of Simple, indifferent.
That 1,000-yard stare is a memorable one. Might have to be a DC profile for me, I think.
Yeah, that is pretty good. The 1,000-yard Simple stare. Kind of fair enough, because BC Game picked this one. They're supposed to suck, man. How have they got 11 rounds? You know, like they unfortunately have, I think, prepared for this, and just not much of a game for BC Game. We're kind of debating about why that might be, you know, something in the locker room, as it were, with the mentality. Seems to be the best guess, especially when you're only getting the one round. And it was the pistol, which, you know, say it with me, is often a bit random when it comes to the rifles and things. It's been all about bait, and quite one-sidedly so. We did point out Scrunk. We kind of have to do that a little bit again, as he goes an entire half without finding a kill, and dying in every single round. So that's not good, to say the least. I don't believe it. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Good start. New year, new me. New half, new Scrunk.
This could be it. I mean, Simple's in behind. He can't deny the bomb plant, but he's managed to find 3, and that's a hell of a flick onto the 3rd. Alex is all alone. The bomb has indeed been planted, not for him, and they do find yet another pistol. So something to lean on, a small silver lining, olive branch, all that kind of stuff. And hey, they get around because Scrunk got a kill.
There we go.
Is like, nice, my boy. You know, I've been there too. You know what I mean?
It's very true.
As a guy who played for a while, past his prime in the lower depths of the tier 2 for quite a while, I'm sure Taz has been there too.
Full blind through a smoke, but you know, we take what we'll get.
That's just pure feeling.
Yeah,
you know,
instincts.
Letting the muscle memory take over. Maybe try that in a few other rounds. Just close your eyes and
hope for the best.
Shoot. When you hear footsteps or something.
11-2 though. Both pistols going the way of BC Game, which, you know, in a sense could be even more damning, right? If they end up losing, for example, 13-2, but you win both pistols, like that is kind of as bad as it gets. And for the brigade of people that claim pistols are RNG, they'd be loving that one. The force buy back out for bait. You can't blame them for going for it. They won it in the first half, so why wouldn't you go for it again, especially with the bomb plant to work with here. 2 Gleals, 2 Tech 9s, and a Deagle, but it's s1mple who will find the first s1mple. He just turned away for half a second, but it was enough.
Yeah, nice find. So it might be on something here for BC Game, a slight recovery. Perhaps some belief in their CT side, right? And they will be starting CT side Mirage.
I mean, I hope so. Just for this map specifically, like the most seats of the map, like you've got
this
something.
Is kind of what you were banking on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would indeed hope. But we immediately see Bait have got a nice little execute lined up here, an idea to try and break in towards that B bomb site. Ready and raring to go after this monster smoke goes down. They will indeed start the charge. It's a little delayed. The flashes are good. Gonna buy them a lot of space here. I mean, look how uncomfortable and blind they are. The contact back. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. Alex for the double. Electronic, I mean, he's in the right place at the wrong time, though. And that is the first domino that falls 4-on-2. It just has to be a save here for these guys. And shoot well. Unfortunately, might be a rinse and repeat of that first half. 12 going to be hit way sooner than BC Game would have wanted. I think this game will be over in just a few moments, to be honest with you.
And the fact that it's not only kind of 12 being hit here on forced by back in and all of these parameters that we talk about, but it was an opening kill for s1mple, and they can't capitalize upon it, and it goes flawless from there on out. I mean, that in itself, pretty damning. And Stizzy, just insult to injury. Down goes s1mple. The last man is s1mple. He sort of thread the needle a little bit. He potentially might get a consolation kill. Maybe. He also might potentially die as well. Sizzy gonna see him off. So from bad to worse for BC Game, nothing saved, nothing gained. And map point Bait on the opponent's map pick. And yes, Bait were the favourites coming in towards this. You know, the odds had them, I had them down. I think, you know, ranking-wise, of course, they're there, but it's
đủ má trăm mấy ngàn dữ.
The favourites is different things. This scoreline is crazy.
I got flow, and I go.
Bait see it off, couple of uncomfortable moments here or there, but still okay all the same. This is ridiculous.
Can they give us a bit more? 5-7 of s1mple, get an advance, take Maz into my own hands, he says. He will go down easily though. Shadow spotted, I think, quite early into that movement. Bit of information traded, so the rest of the boys gonna try and get in. Quick trades, but straight out for s1mple, man. He has looked so good.
19 and 6.
Quá bận mắt.
We've got Kenzazor up there as well. We mentioned him having the odd decent performance, so a lot of players that have done well. Senzu, probably bit of timing.
Quá bận mắt.
He's left low, down he goes there.
Quá bận mắt anh em ơi. Thôi tôi nghĩ đây anh em ơi, bye bye anh em. Quá bận mắt anh em, xem bẩn mắt vãi cái liền anh em ạ.